E aí, meu povo, bem-vindo de volta a Final Fantasy XVI. Eu dei uma subida de nível, dei uma farmada, na verdade, porque eu achei que eu tava perdendo tempo. Sempre achava que os inimigos estavam fracos em medida da experiência, mas não, pelo contrário, bastante. E é irônico que o inimigo mais difícil dê menos experiência do que como quatro inimigos mais fracos. Beleza, começando a missão que tem mais, geralmente eles dão alguma coisa no final da missão, não somente item, mais espaço na
All right,
bolsa.
Clive. Blackthorn told me you helped him out again. Tough of that. Speaking of which, I'm actually a bit,
Worried about him. And you want my advice?
afraid so. It's a bit of a funny one, this, but I saved this posh knob while I was out on a mission, and he gave me this flashy ring to say thank you. So, obviously, I show it to Blackthorn, thinking he'll be impressed, only for him to go white as a sheet and quiet as a curl. Try as I might, I can't for the life of me work out what could have got him upset like that. And seeing as how Blackthorn opens up when you're around, I thought maybe...
I'd speak to him again. Well, I suppose there's no point leaving him to stew.
Cheers, Clive.
I'll be sure to pay him a visit as soon as I have a moment.
All right, I'll meet you by the forge then.
Já tava um pouquinho essas conversas de missões secundárias, que eles não vão direto ao ponto, ficam circulando. E sinceramente, depois de eu ter já esqueci o que eu estava falando.
Bloody hell, Clive. Ain't you got better things to do with your time?
That remains to be seen. August tells me he showed you a ring, and that the sight of it clearly upset you.
Come on, mate. Bottling it up ain't gonna help no one. If it weren't the ring, and it was something I said, then I'm sorry.
It was the ring, right? It brought back some unhappy memories, that's all.
Memories of what?
There are things we'd all rather leave behind, Blackthorn.
And sometimes it doesn't. Is that
Don't be like that.
fine? If it'll get you off my back. That ring you flashed was the work of Zoltan. We apprenticed together back in the day.
You've never mentioned him before.
Why would I? Ain't seen him in decades, and the last time I did, we almost came to blows. The ring brought it all back. Bastards improved, though. More than I thought possible. That thing's a work of art.
So it was a nice ring. Worth a few gil, maybe.
It matters, because engraving metal's a nightmare, and I've got no bloody idea how he managed it. The fact is, I couldn't make anything even half that detailed.
So what? You're an armorer, not a jeweler.
I'm the Idaway's master craftsman. I'm not stealing a living at some backwater village forge. My armor keeps you lot safe, and my swords keep you dangerous. As far as I'm concerned, every swing of my hammer's another blow struck in the name of our cause. Because the curse breakers deserve better than second best, and I refuse to be shown up by the likes of Zoltan.
Very well. Why don't we go and pay him a visit? Learn his secret.
I doubt he'd be too happy to see me.
Then just this once. Make peace with being second best. Swallow your pride. And focus all your energies on the task at hand, keeping the curse breakers armed and armored. Provided you can do that, you'll hear no complaints from me. But if you can't, and it's going to distract you...
What'd you say, Blackthorn? You know he's right, and it's not like you'll be going alone.
All right.
Magic. So, where do you reckon old what's-his-name is then?
In Dravozd, my old village. He won't have left.
Dravozd, eh? That rings a bell. Just north of the fields of Karava. Got that, Clive? Meet us at Dravozd as soon as you can, yeah? And I'll make sure Blackthorn don't get cold feet.
Good luck with that. I'll see you there.
Aproveita que eu tô aqui, pegar logo essa missão que tá lá no final, esconderijo.
He's a surly soaker.
Sid,
Do you recall the flowers I had you bring back to the... Vaguely. Is something wrong? I'm afraid so. I was able to get most of the Morganbeards to take root. I fear the soil here does not agree with them. However, I believe I have a solution. I can't wait to hear it. I'm going to marry the Morganbeards with Morbles. I know, but hear me out. Morbles are possessed of a highly choleric temperament. The fire which drives them appears to be maintained by an abundance of nutrient-rich ether drawn from their environs. I believe that by grafting a Morble vine to a Morganbeard, the appendage's wealth of vigor-inducing nutrients might well stimulate the flower to bloom. The endeavor, I assure you, is scientifically sound. I simply need a vine to prove the theory. And all you need is a single vine from an ordinary Morble. That is correct. A single vine. As for the Morble, I fear ordinary may not suffice. But, as luck would have it, a most extraordinary specimen is rumored to haunt the swamps of Rosaria. Why, a notice concerning this very creature was only recently posted on the hunt board. How timely. Well, I shan't keep you any longer. I know you have much to do, as do I.
Beleza. Agora... Aqui. Tá lá pra trás. Começo, na verdade. Pra trás. Ver ali onde fica, onde tá essa caçada.
Cole said it was an army of Akashic. What will happen to Mid and the others? They'll be fine as long as Sid is...
Eu soube que seu irmão não gosta de cenouras. Culpo se toda cenoura de Rosário foi igual ao do anúncio que acabaram de fixar. Eu entendo ele. Culpo. Será que é essa aqui? É, ele fala Rosária. Não deve ser. Águas sussurrantes. Rosária, Rosária. Rosária. Águas sussurrantes. Beleza, logo nessa.
Ready, go? Faster! All right then. Definitely anything but ordinary. Now, let's get this vine back to the yard.
Beleza, só.
He's a surly sucker.
Sid, I can't help but notice that your satchel is twitching in a most... Here. It's your problem now. What an amazing specimen. The flesh positively throbs with vitality. If I can successfully graft this to the Morganbeards... When I successfully graft this to the Morganbeards, I suspect the results will be immediate. I shall begin at once.
Qual a diferença?
It is just as I hoped. Witness how the Morganbeards have taken to the blighted soil. How they bloom with heretofore unseen vigor. Why, I dare say such a vine graft would yield similar results when applied to other specimens as well. I'm glad I could be of assistance. You've not only helped us, Sid. You've saved us. Do you recall the extract with which I provided you before? I took a moment to distill some more, but this time with the petals from the invigorated Morganbeards. And would you believe? Its potency has nearly doubled. You must accept this file as thanks for your assistance. The rest, I shall give to Taya.
Extrato necessário para aumentar ainda mais a potência dos itens consumíveis. Bacana. Você obteve um frasco de extrato de barba morga revigorado, que aumentará ainda mais a potência das paredes dos itens consumíveis. Poções e superpoções agora restará ainda mais PV. Tônico robusto, litoderme e coração de leão tem maior duração. Isso é bom. Maior duração, esse bicho rapidinho. Não me dá o nome? Acaba.
Cole
Oh,
said it was
pra
an
cá.
army of Akashi. What will happen to Mid and the others?
Clive. Go on then. You're rubbing me blind, you know. You'll not find a better price than that.
Beleza, outra é aqui. Não, a local é vivendo a chão, não é? Mas esse aqui é. No lugar certo. É, não tem lugar certo. Mais perto é aqui. Eu saio. Ok, tem duas saídas aqui. Tive que aprimorar até o máximo do Bahamut, poder colocar no local no lugar daquela ventania.
Good girl. Faster.
Pá. Vocês dão bastante. São fáceis e... $60.
Let's go. Safe.
Pô, tinha um aqui. Olha, tem que chegar perto, eu acho. É. Ué.
Straight home now. Kicked out already?
No. This charmer ain't letting anyone through.
Why are the gates closed?
Chief's orders. No one's allowed in without his say-so. Not that I'd have let you in anyway. You look like trouble. I suggest you go home.
That's what I'm trying to do, you little prick. Ain't changed a bit, have you, Snotty?
No.
Long time no see, eh?
What the hell are you doing here?
Well, it was meant to be a surprise, but since I'm here to see Zoltan, you fucking numbskull, now let us through.
All right, just...
Yeah, I promise I won't throw the first punch.
Go on then.
Porteiro que não quer abrir a porta. Portão, no caso.
So this is Dravosht. Not much going on, is...
It's a smithing town. When I was a lad, you'd have to shout to be heard over the sound of hammer on anvil. Clive, you're good with people. You speak to Zoltan.
Hey, you ain't...
There's a river of bad blood between me and the chief. But if someone can build me a bridge, then I'll cross it.
All right.
I appreciate it. It'll be near the forge on the hill. It was our master's. He'd have inherited it when I left.
Forge on the hill.
Good luck. You'll be needing it.
But if we can't fire the forges, how are we going to earn our keep?
Shut your hole.
Mama, why hasn't Papa come back yet?
Hotter! Hotter, damn it! Those miserable flames wouldn't melt butter, let alone iron.
Pardon the intrusion. I'm looking for the chief.
That'd be me.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
I'll bet it is. Keep the gates closed, I tell him. Well done, Snotty. You're not welcome here. Get out. Before things turn nasty.
Blackthorn's here.
What did you say?
He's traveled a long way to see you.
Yes, has he?
He's waiting. Down by the gates.
Then I suggest you take him with you when you leave.
Didn't you apprentice together?
So what if we did?
Fuck! We're getting these bearers' flames are next to bloody useless.
We're never going to be able to fire up the forges unless we can find some new crystals.
I'm a busy man, as you can see, so do me a favor and piss off. Oh, and if you're struggling to find your way out, ask Blackthorn. That prick knows exactly where the exit is. He's not wanted here. And neither are you.
All right. I'm going.
Animosidade, né?
Let me guess.
As a personal favor to him, yes.
Well, at least he didn't beat about the bush.
There'll be no talking him round.
Which is what exactly? If we're to help, we need to know.
I left. Dravost. Zoltan. There are two kinds of smiths in this world. My kind, who are in it for the love of the craft, who labour on a single piece from dawn to dusk to get it just right. And the other kind, who are in it for different reasons. People like Zoltan, whose work is quick and cheap. The kind of smiths who shit out a few hundred blades, reap the profit, and divvy it out among themselves. There wasn't a single day we weren't at each other's throats, and bit by bit, people started taking sides. You would have torn Dravost in half had it gone on.
You didn't have to do that.
Zoltan's a better chief than I would have been. His way of doing things kept food on people's tables. Dravost prospered without me and my lofty ideals getting in the road. Until the crystals run out at any rate. Without magic to fire the furnaces.
It depends on how you look at it, though. There's got to be other ways of making fire. We manage it in the Deadlands.
Thanks to Sid's ingenuity, yeah. He saw all of this coming. New crystals were the problem, not the solution. And spent years coming up with ways of doing without.
You know what I mean, though, right? Where there's a will, there's a way. What I'm trying to say is that it's not your fault.
It doesn't matter whose fault it is. I don't want to be the greatest smith alive just because I happen to be the last. Clive, Dravost won't last long without its furnaces, so... Do you think it's time we shared Sid's bellows with the world? The way I see it. It's your decision to make.
Hold on, Blackthorn. Sid made those things for us. They give us an edge over the rest, and you'd be throwing it away.
All right. Do it. This place was your home. I won't abandon it to its fate. Sid's creations were never meant to be hoarded. It was only ever a matter of time before we shared them. Let this be another step on the road to freeing Valisthea from the prison of the Crystal's blessing. Dravost will show the world that it's possible. Wouldn't you agree, August?
When you put it that way, of course. It's like hearing Sid speak from beyond the grave.
Thank you, Clive.
Shall I go and fetch the plans, then?
I know I'm off by heart. I'll be needing some help, though. Building a furnace isn't exactly a one-man job. And I've got a job for you too, Clive. Finding me some salamander skin. I need leather for the bellows and nothing else will withstand the heat. Luckily for us, salamanders feed out in the fields of Carava.
Time for a spot of hunting, then.
Ambrosia.
Let's make this quick, shall we?
What's this all about then?
Don't know.
Any trouble finding the skin?
Nothing I couldn't handle.
There should be plenty. Right then, time to put these louds to work. If everyone pulls their weight, we'll be finished in no time.
Well, I'll be damned. I honestly didn't think it'd work. But it's hot enough, all right. And without a single crystal in sight.
You know what this means, don't you?
I do, yeah. Dravost is saved.
Sorry about earlier. Take back everything I said. That thing you built us is an honest-to-God's marvel. You've saved our village.
It's Blackthorn you should be thanking. He oversaw the construction.
Give this to him, would you?
What is it?
Pit coal cinders. After he left, I spent years trying to eke the most out of our forges. That there was my answer. Chuck it in the fire, and your forge will burn hotter for longer. Our secret for yours. Only fair. I've always envied Blackthorn. Since the day I became chief, I spent every spare moment trying to match up to the bastard. No amount of sleepless nights at the anvil will ever bridge that gap, though. But he took all his talent and left. Is it any wonder I hate his guts?
The cinders would mean more coming from you.
I need to forgive him first. And that's not gonna happen.
Well, you know what they say. Oriflamme weren't built in a day and all that. These things take time. especially when they involve two geezers who hold grudges tighter than their hammers. But what matters is, Blackthorn's got that twinkle back in his eye. And I'd call that a job well done.
So would I. See that you both do. I'll save the cinders till then.
All right. It'll be a nice little surprise for him.
Esconderijo.
Gentlemen, I see you both made it home in one piece.
Yeah, well, we didn't want to outstay our welcome. The whole village turned out for a go on the bellows after you left. Everyone except Zoltan has. Didn't see hide nor hair of him.
Oh, but that reminds me.
Pick old Cinder. How'd you come by this? And you're sure he wanted me to have it?
I'm sure. He didn't say so, but I think he wants to forgive you.
Yeah. You know I could never leave this place, don't you? Every time you put on mail, you and the curse breakers are trusting me with your lives. There's no greater honor for a smith than that. I'm not about to go crawling back to Zoltan for forgiveness, but I will make good use of his cinder. And if that helps save even a single life, then he'll have my gratitude. What was it you said he called me? Huh? A genius? And he spent sleepless night trying to copy me, did he? Sounds like I better get to work.
It's good to see you back on form, Blackthorn.
I don't know how you pair put up with me sometimes, but I'm grateful all the same. Now, where was I?
Ain't got the art to tell him how similar they are.
A little healthy competition should be good for him.
You're not wrong. It's a shame him and Zoltan couldn't let bygones be bygones. No use grumbling about it now, though. Blackthorn's happy. Or as near to happy as he gets.
Necessário para fabricar o cinto de Ouroboros. Não sei se eu me lembro, Resident Evil.
Trouble with your gear, or something for you, dear?
Certo, criar... Único, nada disso. Faltando língua de pedra e ouro e cal. Tanga manchada. É, isso aí tudinho vem de caçadas. Tem uma coisa aqui.
Something for you, dear? Anything else?
Ah, interessante. Então, beleza, então vou parando por aqui. Na próxima tem mais missões. Uma aqui na enfermaria. Acho que ainda falta concluir o relatório de aliados. Eu acho. Vou ver. Bom, então é isso. Se vai em breve com mais Final Fantasy.